Hey folks, it's a little bit of a weird video today. At least this is a weird start to the video, let's put it that way. Something I've been wanting to do for quite some time. Mark and I have been talking a lot about process iteration and design changes and all that stuff, and that's mostly what this is going to be about. But I wanted to kind of digress into something that has been bugging me for a really long time. And I will admit right now, at the very beginning of this, I'm out of my mind. Nobody thinks this stuff. I don't know why I do. But to wit, I'm not talking about a guitar, I'm not talking about a fretboard or a mistake we're in the process of fixing. I'm talking about a box of crackers. I love these crackers. I'm not supposed to have crackers. I'm not supposed to have anything quite like this. I love these. This is my vice. Well, that and the bourbon, but you know, let's rewind a little bit. Back in the day, I was a video editor at a little advertising agency here in Cincinnati. This was all through the 90s. And in the building we finally ended up in, upstairs from us was a company called LPK, and they did packaging. And I did a couple projects with some of those folks. I'm not exaggerating when I say that the amount of thought they put into designing packaging for a product was kind of outstanding. I mean, they looked at the product, they looked at the customer, they looked at the way it was best to be delivered, they looked at where it might live in the store, they looked at what other products might be around that product so they could design a box that would stand out within the colors and, you know, all that stuff. But several years ago, when I bought one of these, and I will start by saying that this is not the same package that I was originally talking about because they changed it. But my entire life, if you looked at a box this way, the tab to open it was on this side, which it's not. It is now on this side. Who cares, Ken, right? Who cares? Well, I didn't notice it at first as being a big deal, because it's not. I mean, let's be fair. This is the most trivial of things, but there's a point to it. I think what happened is somewhere along the lines, the printer started putting the boxes into the machine that prints them backwards. So instead of going through this way, it went through this way. So all the text and everything is correct. It's all, you know, on the proper side of the box and all that. It just, the opening flap is on the wrong end. So why does this matter? These crackers have a very, very distinct pattern on the front side of it. So I'm going to go ahead and open it on the proper side, which, as I said, I think is the bottom. Yep. There is the barcode, which is usually on the bottom of a package. So when you scan it, you do that. The title's on the top. So what happens when I open it? I'm not doing anything weird here. This is, ooh, it's unboxing. So, come on. All right. So this is what you see when you open the package. That is the side of the cracker that is now facing up to the opening side of the box. That is the side that is the pretty side that they illustrate on the box, and that is facing down. That is facing to the bottom of the box. Like I said, this is the kind of thing that a product, that a packaging designer would lose their mind about. They thought about this. They said, we want the cracker, it's got a good side and a bad side. They want you to see that when you open it. So what's my final indication that this is wrong is if I put this box upright, or if I put this box upright so the flap is right and I turn it around, all my nutritional information is upside down. The name of the box is upside down. The name of the product is upside down. Everything is upside down. It's supposed to be like this with the name of the product on top and the little closer flappy thingy right there. And one last bit of what I'll call proof. It's another box of crackers in the same format. product name here, tab on the left, and when you set it up right, with the tab on top, the nutritional information is readable. Sort of proof that I'm not utterly mad, just mostly. So what I think this means happened is somewhere along the lines, people up the chain did not notice this had happened. No executives, no middle managers, nobody who was important enough to be listened to said, hey, this has changed. And this is probably an example of just kind of attrition or words to that effect. Everybody who is involved in the process only knows this to be reality. Anybody that knew it from the other way is gone or in a different department or doesn't care. And no, I didn't record this several days later after realizing I didn't wrap up my point well. I don't know why you would think that. Nothing has changed here.
Ohio.
So you might be asking yourself, and rightly so, what does this have to do with guitars? Well, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with guitars per se, but it has a whole lot to do with design and thoughtfulness and purpose and what you're attempting to get out of what you have created or you're going to create. There's got to be thought about the user. There's got to be thought about ergonomics, about how the thing works. And you know, clearly what we're trying to do is not normal. I mean, we're not building, you know, knockoffs of guitars you all know and love. We're building these crazy things because we think they look cool. But we're trying to make sure that what we're doing in the process of making them look cool functions and is appropriate for the use they are being used for. So even something as crazy as the Phoenix with those strange curves on it is still purposefully designed so you can hold it a couple of different ways depending on your playing style. So that's the point. The point is, if you're going to make something, even if it's just for yourself, make sure it works for you. If you're going to make it for lots of people, make sure it works for them. Clearly, we've gone through multiple iterations of these designs, which means we're refining it all the time. But we're refining it because we've learned something. I guess that's the point. A long way around to get to how we think about design. So I think that's where I'm going to end this one. This is part one of, it's probably going to be a short series, three episodes, just talking about everything I've discussed. Why do we make changes? What reason do we go from this to this? Is it because of a very good reason based on experience and playing and realizing it would be better if something happened, or is it because I have lost my mind? Both of these ideas are probably valid. So anyway, I hope this intrigues you as much as it intrigues Mark and I, the whole idea of why, when, and how do you make a change, and is it good or bad? Hopefully it's all good. So anyway, as always, please like, subscribe, comment, share, you know, especially share. Tell everybody about this. Everybody you know, all the people, tell them all. Because they all, as we've said many times before, want to know about these strange, strange things we make. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about.